Okay, so Professor Wu just asked me how can I prepare so many materials. I say I didn't because the AWS already provide the materials. And he say, how can I evaluate the students' achievement? I say it's easy because the AWS system, they also provide the report. So, but first, how can we teach this class? For educator, like a teacher, you have to take the class first. So after you finish the class, then you will be qualified to teach the AWS online courses. So, but every year you have to apply the courses to get the permission, and they will assign you. They will create the courses for you. Like this year, we do have 3 classes. Okay, but if you want to take machine learning, you please tell me. I will send an invitation to you. Okay. Why? Because before I sent all students to machine learning courses, but since not many students take the class, so I can know the status, like here. So I will be able to know your progress, like Chen, you have finished, right? And I even know how many pages you read. So like Julian, you only read 22 pages. But you are okay because you are IT background. So maybe this is too easy for you. Anyway, this is a pretty good platform. I just introduced this to Professor Wu. He really appreciates this. But I think that's good because we don't need to care about if the instructor create the material or not. I just think these classes really can benefit to students. Okay. By the way, you can change the name. Okay. When I set up this, I just put your family name. Okay. So you can change your name if you like. Okay, so this week, what we are going to do will be Module 2. So that's Module 2. Module 2 is here. So it's the same. When you go home, you can watch a video and answer the question in the knowledge check. There's a word ring up radio. We have to boost up, and we seems don't have much time left. Okay, so after the review, we will start a test book. The main content. The book we use for this class is called Fog Computing in the Internet of Things. And here say the subtitle is called Intelligence, Edge. So it would include some AI. The part 1 is introduction on fog computing, and part 2 is management and the fog layer, and the service of the fog layer in part 3, and the last part 4 is talk about the application use cases. 们开始录了吗？应该有吧。So, chapter 1, I talk about the basic of cloud computing. And for management, we talk about dynamic resource estimation. And chapter 3 is tackling ultra large scale system. What's the ultra large scale system? Chapter 2, even in a class, it's very difficult to estimate. For example, we have Wi-Fi. One Wi-Fi can allow 20 people's connection. But today we have 25 students. So that means 5 students cannot access. And sometimes students come and leave. Maybe we have visitors. And we have to increase the capacity. Like this weekend, we are going to have, our school is going to have an anniversary celebration. We have some events, right? Like running and the talk of 8个叫什么 talk of war 是不是？ We have some event. So anyway, our campus will be many crowd, right? So what happened? What happened? Too many people, so too many requirements. So your cell phone may lose the connection, right? Because it is out of the capacity of the current system. So our school will do what? We may call the telephone company to have a temporary GSM, 4G, 5G radio station to enhance the signal, to increase the bandwidth. But how can you estimate this? That's a technique issue. Or if you're running a e-commerce website, online shopping, and Christmas is coming, right? And obviously, since Christmas are coming, right? So there are more and more people are going to buy gifts for their friends, family online. Okay, so the traffic will increase. The network traffic will increase. So you are going to increase your bandwidth, your router. Remember last week we mentioned. So you have how to estimate a large scale system. Large scale system like a U-bike we mentioned, and service, private reserving analogy. So when we provide a service, your customer major concern is on privacy. And how can we keep the confidential information in secure situation? Okay, so nowadays the IoT technology become mature, either hardware, software, they have many solutions. But for security, it's really challenging. And also self-awareness. What's being self-awareness? If your devices is going to lose power, the power is low, so you will not be able to access to the control center, right? So he may send a message, or he's trying to shut down some unnecessary system, okay, to keep the energy for last communication. Okay. I always use examples. You know, Iron Man. I mean the movie. Everyone watched, right? So when Iron Man was get hit, what happened? His left arm is missed. So he will deactivate some functions to keep the other parts to moving, right? Okay, so that's self-awareness. And edge analytical. Edge analytical is remember on the first week we talked about the surveillance system. Okay, surveillance system. If we pass all videos to the back end for analysis, like plan recognition, it will occupy too much resources of the bandwidth, not just cloud, bandwidth also. Because you are sending the video, right? So it's better to perform some AI, I mean recognition or the chatbot, so we can conduct some service at the edge. And the last is to the application, energies and healthcare system. That's for use case. So that's all we are going to talk about in this semester, in the coming weeks. So the chapter 1 is very simple. Actually, we have been talking about this already. Okay, introduction, background, motivation of the computing. And what is basic, what is service, summary of the book organization, and relevant up-to-date IoT technology. Okay, so here start with the IoT. The first time name to IoT. Who start to use the term of IoT? So here is some information to talk about IoT. I think it starts from the 这个叫什么 Paul Cantor and Gamble， 这是 P&G 啊。They present this in 1999。大概是这样子。New idea of RFID in P&G supply chain to the then red hot topic of the internet was more. Anyway, this just tell you the history of IoT. So the term IoT originated to Massachusetts Institute of Technology Auto ID Center when it was chosen by Kevin Ashton. Okay, so this lab is very famous. Basically, people will recognize the term of IoT will come from this lab. And they mainly focus on the RFID technology. And there is many universities are involved in these technology developments, including the University of Cambridge in United Kingdom, and the Fudan University of China, and KAIST, South Korean, 这叫什么 ？KEO， 不知道是什么学校。University of Japan, and also MIT University, and the Switzerland ETH Zurich, University of Adelaide. So you are interested about this kind of technology, you may go to find some reference here. Okay, and this is the first IoT machine in the history. So think of, they built this machine. Current loader. They built this machine in 1982 by a group of students at Carnegie Mellon University. Okay, so when they managed to connect a Coke machine, this is in 1982. Now it's 2026. So it's amazing. At that time, we don't even know what is a computer. But they already know how to link a clock machine to internet. 1982, I was a student in a primary school. Primary high school 就是国中生了，就人家已经，but in 1982 we do have a computer in Taiwan， 我们有那个什么宏基 Acer，they make a 那叫做什么家我忘记了，反正那个要用那个磁碟片。We have a floppy disk to run a mini computer. When I was elementary students. But it's not fun. No, it's fun to us, but it's not fun for you because you can only play some very simple game. 这个我不会讲了，反正很无聊。Okay. Anyway, this illustration, I think is quite important. It's good to keep it in your mind. It's very useful when you, like next week, we are going to talk to some speakers to ask questions for their system. So it's quite important to know this. We know devices, right? We know the communication. This is MQTT, HTTP. This is used for communication, and we may have, message broker and event processing analytics. At the top will be web portal, dashboard, and API management. So what is this? If we base on the 5 layers, it's from the bottom to the top. So what is this? Position layer, network, middleware, and application layer, business layer. But in vertical, you can see we need to have a devices manager and identity and access management. In AWS, we call IAM service, right? 大概就是这样子。所以这门课我觉得这个很重要。然后这个跟357这个，就是你就记起来啊，有时候你去讨论的时候，那就很方便。Here I try to put some references. When you look at these references, you may see, oh, what is this? This is 7 layer. I put a link here. You can go to check. This is released in 2014. And this is provided by a company. Okay, this is a company called LiDAR IoT platform. So there's cloud, IoT AAS as a service function. And you see there's a data analytics, dual engine, API, data intelligence there in cloud. So it's very easy to get lost. Where is the cloud? Where is the cloud platform? And here I told you it's ice. Is ice? No, it's not ice. By our definition, this is called pass. Right? So you will see this kind of schematic or systems. But you always keep in mind there's 3 layer, 5 layer, and IoT. When we talk about technical issues, we may focus on OSI, because the communication definitions always based on the OSI. 这个就是跟大家讲说，很多东西像这个系统也是一样。This is same. So what is this? Position layer, right? And network, and middleware, and application, and business. So this is business. For business strategy, for business operation, for individual usage. So this part is kind of business layer. 知道我意思吗？就是你用我这个357是可以去理解。With our rule 357, you will be able to realize, you will be able to recognize the main features on the other system, even though they are placed in a different location. So what it is? What it is? Analysis is application or business. It's at the top. Business. Application is we are going to use this to perform something. So it will be operation or large operation domain. So there are information domain, operation domain, and application domain. So when you design a system, you may have a different kind of consideration. It may differ to my rule 357, but it will help you to quickly recognize what is that. 我主要就是要跟大家讲，就是说你们怎么去分解一个系统。So I hope you can quickly to understand a system. So nowadays, most challenging is maintain. 我们这里没有时钟，那我都不知道几点。现在几点？10点37。Maintenance is an issue. Once you deploy it, hundreds of thousands of devices, how can you monitor that? So it's not easy, right? So that's the main issue today is for deployed IoT system. So again, if we look at the background and the motivation of fog computing, I think we mentioned this a lot before, and you can look at this: 3 layers and 5 layers. different article or different textbook may use different definition. So like position there, network there, and application there. This is more simplified. And this one, you check this one, they have different. Standalone application system, as technology, access there, and a backbone network, coordination network, and the middleware there, application there, also application there, service composition, service management, object action, objects. So what? You're really confused, right? I'm confused after I teach this for many years. So I come to my conclusion. So I always teach my students, you follow my rules. 3, 5, 7, and then once you look at any situation, you can quickly to understand because you cannot find. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at this high-level overview of fast IoT. So in your project, what will you do? You will have a sensor. You have a sensor. Then, because low power, you need a gateway. So you get the data and then you pass to the back end. Gateway, you will be allow you to pass the data through a wider bandwidth. For LoRa, CFox, NB-IoT, this kind of protocol, they are running in the low power consumption, but they are not suitable to transmit the tremendous data. So, for wireless communication protocol are widely used for networking such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, low power this is not low power consumption, but the others they are. But the question is that if you are running in the low power, the data transmission distance can be an issue. Like if everyone know NFC, near field communication. Like your cell phone, there is NFC, so it can use like RFID. Right. So once you're going to pay with your credit card or with your Easy card, you can use RFID, not NFC. But it must be very close to the reader, right? Probably maybe just 5 to 10 centimeters. You have to be very close. ZigBee is for, can I say indoor? Actually, it can be used for outdoor. Bluetooth, I think you are quite familiar with Bluetooth. Bluetooth, you can link it to your speaker. So in a car, you can link your cell phone to your car audio system to play music. Or at home, you can play the music on your cell phone to the speaker. Okay, so the other things is communication protocol. There's one is this coax is for this is for radio. This is for protocol for data exchange. So MQTT, TTS, and the SEP, they are all designed for this kind， 我们时间不太够，你还要讲那个，你还要讲那个 bearing。I think this not difficult. You can do it. Like a call app, it's based on a REST. Okay, so what's a REST? The HTTP method is get, like this. You get data, and you post, and you put, and patch, and delete. Okay, but there's a question. What's the difference between pause? I think you know. What's the difference between pause and put? Pause and put.
Pause is to start the process.
Patch. Delete. Once we are going to access the data, right, we will pause. But we are going to just request. It's called put. This is get to retrieve data. Like you visit a website, you want to get the data, right? But here we're talking about IoT devices. The devices that use this to get data, or put data, or post. Do you know what I mean? Like we put a sensor, like temperature sensor. The temperature sensor need to post the data, or you have to get. So that's how does it proceed or conduct the actions. That's called app. MQTT, we will talk about this in our next exercise for more detail. But for now, you just need to know MQTT is a machine-to-machine connectivity protocol. It was designed as an extremely lightweight, published, described. But what's this mean? What's different between publish, subscribe, and server client? Subscribe. And one is server. Cannot. But what's different between these?学长，你知道吗？Publish and subscribe. Yeah. And how about server and client? There are different ways for broadcast.
And the server is authority party information.
Okay, I want you are correct. Okay, but I want to express is publish like I publish it. I talk to everyone, right? And you don't if you don't listen, just don't listen, right? If you subscribe this class, you come, you get a message, right? But if you don't subscribe, you won't get a message. That's it. But you subscribe, you don't want to read, that's fine. Okay. But for server and client, it's different. I will be quiet. I am not going to broadcast. I am not going to publish. I'm server. You are client. If you want to have this message, you request. You know what I mean? The publish, subscribe. So MQTT, it will broadcast. I mean publish the information. For example, the sensor get the temperature and the humidity data. It will publish. Then if you subscribe, you will receive it. That's all. But for some protocol like IS-45, it's a server and client. If you don't ask, the server is not going to ask you to do anything except there's a command from the server. You know what I mean? They request, I want to read this data. Right. Okay, so let's think of the scenario. The scenario. We have the temperature sensor, right? So I will have the sensor to publish the temperature every 1 hour. Right? So I will use MQTT. MQTT. Remember MQTT? But if the machine have some trouble, he asks for help, or I want to give command to this machine start work. Like there is a power meter, I want to ask the power meter, okay, how much power you have been consumed? No, you have been recorded. Because the power will be consumed by machines, right? So you will request. It's by request. It's not by publish. This client server 跟 client 是询问 inquiry 的 request. But of course there is a different view to describe this, but in this class, I would like to, describe this as. So anyway, there is more details. You can go to check. I already posted here. MQTT technology is developed by, start with IBM. Okay, the full name is called Message Queuing Telemetry Transport. 我资料都放这边，你们可以去看。But this is very important. This one, DDS. Most of systems developed today is based on this. Like our school has a system to monitor the dispenser, or we call water machine. Dispenser 就是那个饮水机啦，我们学校有个饮水机的这个东西。In our school, we do have the system to monitor all the dispenser, I mean the water machine, to check the water quality, to make sure all students can drink clean water in our school. So we use this is called data distribution service. Sorry, I didn't use this, but it's like this. You need to have a platform and the operating system like Linux, or Mac OS or Windows or Android anyway. This is a platform, and you need to have a middleware to the application. So this will reflect to we mentioned 5 layers architecture. That's middleware. So you need to communicate with dispenser machine. That dispenser machine, the water machine is not there is no OS system. It can be Arduino, and we are trying to group them we call it distributed data, or we call decentralized, because not everything need to go to the server. In a traditional way, the client will always send to the data to the center, right? But for this kind of system, it doesn't. You know what I mean? Think of our school, we do have hundreds water machines. So everything should go to the server. Do you think in that way? Yes, we do thinking in that way. But now, idea has changed. We will use decentralized. We just need to get the data, most important data we need. Okay, so we may have a gateway to separate. So not all the data go to the center. 知道意思吗？那个 number 1 to number 10, we save this data in server 1. Number 20 to number 11 to 20, we save in the we may have many small patches. Right? Number 1 to number 10 we save here. Numbers 11 to 20 we save here. Okay? But we are not saving this A1 center. We only keep very important informations at the center. 这个叫做分散式 decentralized system. I didn't use this, but that's what I heard. Okay, so yeah, that's here. Give you some examples. Who is using DDS, and this is ZEP. Some extendable message and so there is information for ZEP. Well, I introduced many software to you, but I did not try all the software because it will take too much time. But if in your research or in your application, if you need, you can go to find this. 就是在这个课堂里面，我们会介绍很多不同的软体啊。那如果你需要再去学习啊，OPCUA we teach this in my another class. CFiot is quite popular in Europe, but in United States they will prefer to use MT Connect, MC type of connect. But it's quite weird because OPCUA is based on the Microsoft system. So in here, you just need to know there is some tools which can help you for connect the things. Okay, so that's main concept. and the tools that you may apply. And here I give the information for LoRa, Bluetooth. This is from textbook. The IoT in general is dominated by wireless network. There are many wireless protocols, mostly tailored for low power operation coverage or bandwidth. For instance, 6LoWPAN, Bluetooth narrowband IoT protocol, and LoRa and CFiot are some of these protocols. The majority of these protocols connect sensor nodes to the fog layer to get access to the internet. So there's information you can check. Bluetooth and IoT, CFiot. So that's the antenna, the chip of the LoRa. LoRa means long range. Is patent digital wireless data communication technology developed by CFiot of the Grenoble, France, and acquired by Semtech in 2012。这个是法国公司发明的。好，那大概是这样吧。Then here is more communication service. Yeah, and that's all for chapter 2. Chapter 1, it's quite simple. Just introduction about what we are going to learn. And let's switch to the 已经11点了，剩10分钟，不够。Okay, so let's talk about module 2, cloud and economies and building. You can read this. You can read this or watch this in the module 2 online course in the AWS platform. So the module overview is include fundamental of pricing, total cost of ownership, and AWS organization, building, and cost management. The demo has an overview of building dashboard. Okay, so we may have an activity to use AWS pricing calculator and the module objects. So you have to explain after completing this module, you will be able to explain the AWS pricing philosophy, recognize the fundamental pricing characteristics, indicate the elements of the total cost of ownership, discuss the result of AWS pricing calculator, identify how to set up organizational structure that simplifies building account visible. And fundamental pricing. So basically, for pricing, we may focus on the 3 main elements, including compute, charge per hour, second, verified by instant type. 算力是看小时的，懂不懂？ Storage is count by byte, how much space you use. And the data transfer is based on outbound and inbound. Inbound, no charge. I think I told this before, right? You upload, they don't charge. But you download, they will charge you. Because these outbound means the data already aggregated and they have been performed by some application so it become more valuable what you upload is just raw data, right? But the AWS service, they provide you the app, okay, to analyze things. So the data becomes more valuable. So when you are download, they will charge you. So just remember, compute come by hour. Second, storage is by the volume, 就是容量。Transfer, I mean the traffic. Download, no. Upload, yes. No. Upload, free. Download, they will charge you outbound. Okay, anyway, the advantage of the AWS is pay for what you used. And pay when, pay less when you reserve. Why is? Like you booking first. So they know you need the computing capacity, right? So they reserve, so they can have a better planning. So if you reserve, you pay less. It's the same, like you booking a flight ticket. If you book the flight ticket 1 year or 6 months later, it's cheaper, right? But if you want to buy the ticket and you for tomorrow, that's on demand. The price will not have a discount. Okay, so it's very easy to understand, right? Okay, so pay less when you reserve. Here, you save up to 70%. That's a lot. For example, originally you need to pay $100. But if you reserve, you only pay $25. That's a huge discount by my view. Okay, so all upfront reserve, larger discount. Okay, larger discount. This one. Partial upfront reserve instance is lower discount, and no upfront payments reserve distance, smaller discount. But if you don't reserve, you just pay on demand， 就是100块就100块了。Okay, understand? So once you have an estimation about your criteria for your system, including the network, including storage, including the database, including the network, then you make you reserve, and you will get a lower price. And the other thing is for different types. They are same. Sorry. Different types of storage, they have different price. And the saving use increase. If you use more, the price is lower. And different types storage have different price too. Multi-storage service deliver lower storage. 就是你如果是用多种的。Like some data you are not use very often, so you should choose. 我记得是 for general purpose you should use S3, and 这个反正就是选择不同的啦。Like our hard disk, we have steady stack. 这个disk and traditional disk, solid stack 就是这样 solid stack 这样 solid stack 叫什么硬碟比较快嘛，对不对？记忆体的硬碟那叫什么 solid state hard disk and traditional disk. One is more can run faster. Okay, service with no charge. This you create Amazon VPC, no charge. Elastic Beanstalk, no charge. Auto scaling is no charge. For AWS formation, cloud formation, no charge. And for identity and access management, this no charge. But these might be charged associated with other AWS. So we know these service, they don't charge. Okay, so that is a key takeaway. You can watch this in your when you get online. All right. So if you compare the AWS service with on-premises cost, you will be able to see the price of the on-premises is almost double. It's double, more than double than AWS service. So that's a benefit for using the AWS cloud service, because you can save the labor cost. You can save for facilities, for storage cost, for server cost. 10分. Okay, so later we are going to have an exercise. Sorry, there is some delay, but it's fine. Later we are going to start a calculation. When we come back, and you can go to check this I just mentioned. That's what we are going to do in the last hour. Okay, so based on this, you try to calculate to find out the cost. Okay, so let's take a break, and then when you come back, group of 1, group of 2, group of 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, try to get together with your teammate. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, come back at 20.
下礼拜是要去参观南国馆。
对。
我家就在那边，那我是直接在那边。
当然了，我们就10点在那边。
10点在那个南馆，第二展览馆的这个。对。
不用来学校了，我是说，你如果从学校出发，你要抓一下时间。对。好像你就直接10点到就好了。我们10点在那边。
整个系统的话，只有软体还是硬体跟它配合才能够使用。
哪一个？
讲的 AWS 啊 ，AWS 啊。
没有啊，这只有云端了。
云端。
这就有云端了。
对啊，因为看起来这个应该是要放在所谓的中央控制电脑系统的。
挑战不在云端，因为云端很成熟。挑战在 IoT 跟 FAQ 其实最难。FAQ 我都没办法去掌握。
因为这套系统的话，目前应该有专一个，应该说特别的一个厂商的建构。因为刚刚您说要收费，对不对？那收费的话，应该是我们 user 在用这套系统。